All right, so I decided to make this video it's gonna be a quick, short and simple. I have a 2003 Ford Ranger. It is a 4x4. I was replacing the timing chains. A 4.0 in the Ford Rangers has 3 timing chains in it. If you count the balancer, 4x4s are supposed to have a balancer shaft, and it'll have 4 timing chains. But real quick, if you are going through this process and you get down to the cradle bolts, this is the upper oil pan, or a cradle, some people call it. I call it the cradle. And then you have the lower oil pan. It has 2 oil pans. There are 8 bolts that hold this part together, and the upper oil pan or cradle is actually a part of the support for the engine block. So it's important that it's torqued down properly and it's got the correct bolts and all in it. These outer 2 bolts have 2 crush washers in them. How I did it, I don't know, but I lost my 8 bolts, right? When I lost those bolts, I don't know if I set them, or I probably will find them when I'm done. However, all that works. I was looking for those bolts. Went through all the tech manuals. I searched it online. I could not find. I found several videos where they're referenced as in speaking of how to torque them down, but nobody mentioned the part numbers, or they actually called it by anything. So I went down to Ford, and when I pulled up a 2003, they do not even show this same spec and all, right? We were not able to find these bolts. The 2004 has this engine breakdown in it, and I was able to locate under Ford.com a breakdown of a 2004 4.0, and I was able to find the bolts and the crush washers. Now, real quick, the bolts. Here's the part numbers for the bolts, and it's Foxtrot 77 Zulu -6345 Alpha Alpha. Again, that's the bolts. Now, there's 6 in a pack. There's 8 of them in the engine, but there's 6 of these in a pack. They're $25 a pack. The 2 crush washers part number is F77 Zulu 6734 Alpha Bravo. They're sold 1 per, and these crush washers, Ford is very proud of them. They are $50 a piece. All right, so, and they're supposedly one-time use. So if you pull this apart, you're supposed to replace these crush washers. However, everybody says to replace them. No